why don't we start out here with the beginning about what your love life was like before we started working together? What was it like before?
So before I met you, or before I met Eric, and why I came to you, I guess you can say, was because I really wasn't meeting anybody seriously. Seriously, I mean, most of my dates were 5 dates, if that much. A lot of them were just one date wonders, and I didn't really have a lot of second dates. Or no, I mean, like I never dated for fun. I dated to be serious, and I always was looking for marriage. And if it wasn't going that way, I wouldn't continue on. And so something wasn't working for me, and so that's why I was drawn to you speaking at the Young Israel Temple in Hollywood, and that's where I met you for the first time.
That's right. I remember. I totally remember that morning. Amazing. And so we worked together. And
Yes.
what did you learn about yourself? What was the big breakthrough and turning point for you in terms of working together? Like what did you notice?
So the big thing that I took away from you, and that actually I impart to a lot of people who I see are still struggling, is the whole point of you tell yourself things, and then you find people who can attract people who confirm what you say about yourself. And so for me, what I learned was that I guess I believed I was alone, or I should be alone, because I always took care of myself, and no one, and everyone I met really didn't want a relationship. So that really confirmed it. So once you showed me how to change my empowering statement, and then I looked at that, and I had a lot of alerts on my phone, and it really helped me change who I attracted, and I met Eric.
Right, right. So at the end of the day, we all discover there's conditioning from the past, and we don't even realize that we're dating from a place of our inner child. Here we are, successful adults. You're an attorney. Everything's working for you. You're an aunt. You love your niece. You have a great life. But when it
Yes.
comes to love, it's like we're stuck. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me, and that's in spite of therapy and being self-aware and all this stuff. So yeah, so I get that. I totally get that. And then what changed about your dating, your actual dating? So before you weren't really, you were having like 5 dates. And what changed about what you learned about how to find him?
So I think what changed was that I was in a better place. And so not only did I do the alerts with the new empowering statement, but of course I also did mirror exercises that you taught me. And I think those two in combination are really the biggest thing that I would give credit, because that really helped change everything for me. And then when I met Eric, it sort of just was very easy. Well, so we had 4 dates, and by the fourth date, then we knew it would work. The third date didn't go so well, but I was comfortable, and I called him up and I spoke with him, and I said we should spend some more time together, and he agreed. And that fourth date was 10 hours. We went to an escape room, we went to Dave and Buster's, we went to dinner, and then we watched a movie. And I think from that day forward, we enjoyed each other. No one got annoyed with each other. We had really good conversations. And from that day forward, we like knew that this could be something.
Oh, so what was different about how you feel when you're with Eric? Because we talk a lot about emotional needs and how you would know that this person is for you. So how did you feel when you were with him that had you know that there's possibility here?
It was very easy to be with him. If there was any problems, any concerns, if I didn't like something, it was very easy for me to address it. Like I wasn't afraid to address it. I wasn't afraid that I would lose him. I wasn't afraid. It was just very easy to articulate what I needed. It was very easy for him to articulate what he needed. We're very clear on our relationship goals and what we want and how we can be together and what we want from each other. And it was just very easy to be together. And we just, of course, we have fun together, and we both love to travel, and we just really like spending time with each other.
No, that is so sweet. Now you got married when? You got married in November, right?
Yes.
And it was during COVID that you got married, right?
Not only during COVID, but during Tropical Storm Eta, when it was storming almost like a hurricane. And we were supposed to get married outside because of COVID. And we had all the tables spaced out and we had Easter lighting coming in. And of course, we couldn't have it outside.
Right. So many people tell me, oh, it's so hard during COVID and how can you do it? And I tell them, love doesn't stop because of a pandemic, right? There's always a way. And so, what is your life like now? What is your life like now compared to what it was like before when you were working and you had your your dog? Like, what's life like now?
So it's so different. So back then, I would just be working all the time, coming home, walking my dog, and then after my dog passed away, I would just be working all the time. And then now, and that was in Plantation. So now I live in Palmetto Bay, which is, like an hour south of Plantation, and I'm working from home, of course, but that's more COVID related, not Eric related. But we have a beautiful home together. We have a corgi and we have a cat, and we love to travel, and we cook together, and we make menus every week to see like who's cooking when. He's a lot better cooking than I am, and so I still have to I step it up and I cook twice a week, once or twice a week.
Oh, it's so nice. It's such a difference when you've been by yourself for a long time and you're always working and all of that. Life is so different. I find it so much better. And even those simple things like cuddling up and watching Netflix or cooking and just being together, especially during the pandemic when we're home so much. So that is so sweet.
Yes.
Now, how old were you when you got married?
51.
So there you have it. There you have it. We have a lot of people like you, Melanie, who get married, 48, 49, 50 in their 50s. And that's your first time, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's wonderful. So it really shows that once you make up your mind and you get committed to finding that person and you do the work, and you did the work, you definitely did the work, because our process is very deep. It's not surface. And had you tried other things before we met?
I must have read about 1 million books. And I mean, when I moved into Eric's house, and we didn't realize how many books on being single and what to do and what to say and what this means, what that means. I had so many, I really probably could have sold them all, but I just donated them to the library. So I think that was a key thing I did. And I tried different things, and I had friends help me with the profiles. I mean, I never gave up, and I helped a lot of other people find love by helping them with their profiles. But for me, I wasn't getting the same success.
Right, right. So often we do a lot of things. It was the same with me and most of our clients is we try so many different things that are well-intentioned, books and therapy. But those things I find to be very conceptual, rules-based and what to say and what not to say.
Right.
So, yeah. And so that's very, very prototypical. So it's so exciting. So what would you want other singles to know who are still struggling about taking the plunge and getting the right help, making a real plan?
The key thing that they need to be aware of is to be aware of what they tell themselves, because a lot of people do date very similar people, just like you had talked about, and so I do point that out to people. I do that often, so I think that's really important. People don't realize it, and the voices they tell themselves are what's causing them not to meet the right relationship that will bring them success and love.
Right, exactly. It really is. And even sometimes we even know what we're telling ourselves, like, oh my God, maybe there's something wrong with me, or maybe it's not my time. But then the question really is, how do you change that whole paradigm? How do you change that voice? Because we could meditate and pray or say, oh, that's not true, but we're still being run by something very deep from the past that we have to transcend on the right steps and in the right order. If not, it doesn't change, right?
Exactly. And there's so many people that I talked to and said there's nobody out there, or
Oh,
I can't. So like that always drives me crazy. Like, and now I'm even more aware of that because of talking to you. Because I mean, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I mean, they're making it like no one's coming to them. Yeah, so I'm always like trying to help them like stop that thinking.
I hear that every day, and that's such a limited belief because when
Yeah.
unconsciously blocked, Melanie probably would not have been open or seen Eric if she remained in her old ways, and all
Mhm.
of us. So we have to choose to believe, and we have to be willing to leave our comfort zones in order to do the right things in the right order with a real plan to make it happen.
Yes.
Aw. So what are you excited about? Like, what are you and Eric like? What are you looking forward to in the future? Married lady now?
Yeah, well, we have our dream honeymoon coming up in the fall.
Ooh,
So because of COVID, we couldn't go. My dream's been going to New Zealand and Bora Bora, and New Zealand was closed because of COVID. And so we went to a beautiful honeymoon this past fall, like right after the wedding. But we have our dream honeymoon booked, and we're excited to go, we'll fly from here to Papeete, Tahiti, and take a ferry to Moorea in French Polynesia, and then go to Bora Bora with an overwater bungalow. And then we fly from Tahiti to Auckland, New Zealand, and rent a car and go to New Zealand for 2 weeks.
wow. I remember you talking about that. I totally remember you talking about your vision for your future. Wow, that's so exciting. Oh, Melanie, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Oh, when I see those pictures, you look so great together.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us your story, and we wish you a lifetime of happiness with Eric.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Barry. Thanks for having me. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's so great to see you. You look amazing. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
Awesome.